Alcohol was all this lady knew, and that's what was so hard for her to quit. And it wasn't like she discovered alcohol on her own. What we do as human beings is we mimic the most repetitive behaviors of our parents. They mimic the most repetitive behavior of their parents, and so on and so on. Now, we do this naturally. It's done outside our conscious awareness, and that's because if you do what the herd is doing, they accept you more. And when you're young, you mimic the repetitive content of your environment a lot more intently because you're sort of unable to fend for yourself. So your mimicking tendencies in childhood are 8 to 9 times stronger than they are in adulthood. So this lady grew up in an alcoholic tribe. And the thing about alcoholism, it's not only that the children are going to mimic the alcoholism of the parent, they're also going to inherit and mimic and copy and emulate everything else that comes with that. And people who drink alcohol chronically and excessive drinkers of alcohol, the definition is basically only, I think it's 12 to 13 drinks per week. And you would be someone who is labeled as an excessive drinker. And a lot of people today don't know that. They don't know that, if you have basically two glasses of wine every night, you drink excessively. And that's only one level down from full-fledged alcoholism. And so this lady picked up the alcohol habit, and the other habits is about avoiding pain. So people who drink alcohol, they stunt their spiritual growth. They never mature. They never mature out of childhood because it's proven in all psychology that you need pain and you need discomfort and you need failure and you need to experience it and sit with it, not avoid it. That's what people need to become fully fledged, empowered adults. So not only was this lady drinking alcohol, her view of the world was through a lens of someone who's being infantilized. And no one's born like this. We're all born and we're all set to mature over time, because in the natural world, there are very few sedative substances. Now, the sedative substances today are so prolific, it's really hard for someone to avoid them, and therefore it's really hard for someone to mature from a child into a full-fledged adult. And then, of course, it's made worse by media, who celebrates, the 50-year-old, the 60-year-old who's jumping off, on a holiday weekend with a beer in their hand. And all the social media algorithms are set to make sure that the celebration of the infantilized adult is always, top of your feed. And when people sort of get this biofeedback that their childish behavior in adulthood is going to get more likes, more comments, more attention, more energy, and therefore all that ranks as more safety inside the subconscious mind pathway, people are more prone to put those pictures up, which means people are going to mimic, copy, and emulate that behavior, because even the people watching the posts, the subconscious starts to recognize that this is where you're going to get the most attention and most energy. And most attention and most energy rank is safety inside the neurological system. And I'm not too sure if you're aware, but the human being, the whole body proper, and even the spiritual proper, is all designed to seek safety, not happiness, not logical thought, not rational behavior, not solutions. Give me what's safe. And the subconscious is very happy. And you can sort of see the problem with that as well, is say what was safe in 2020 was sort of a fake safety. The media actually formulated and orchestrated and manufactured the idea of the majority through their media announcements saying, hey, over here's the bigger herd. This is the safer herd. This is where you're going to find the most security. You're safer in bigger numbers. And it was all sort of fabricated, but that fabricated herd that was first announced on the TV screen, that became literally the bigger herd in real life, because the way the human nervous system works, it'll flock toward the bigger herd, whether it's real or perceived. And you can actually manufacture sort of a perceived herd through the media and get the same effect, which is what we saw in 2020. And so this poor lady that was, let me walk by this weed whacker here. This poor lady that was born inside this sort of alcoholic tribe, if she gave up alcohol, and that's why, she'd give it up for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then she would never know why she turned back. She was terrified, because when you do what's right, when all you've seen are people doing wrong, you feel like you're alone. And this is why herd behavior even exists, is being alone is dangerous. Like if you're on the savannah, for real, let's pretend you're a zebra. There's no safety being out by yourself, because the lion is going to attack the zebra that has no defense partners around them. The safer position is in the middle of the zebra herd. Sure, the lion's going to get one of you, but it's, there's a lot less chance that the lion will get you when you're in the middle of the zebra herd. So this lady who was in an alcoholic herd and a pain avoidance herd and an infantilized herd and a child fantasy herd, she felt like if she took the adult reins of her life and finally got her life under control, she would be out in the open, vulnerable. But that's just our nervous system. It's not how things can be logically and rationally analyzed. There was no real safety, her bonding with the herd, even though her nervous system would scream out at her, get back to the herd, get back to the drinking, get back to the tomfoolery, and get back to the pain avoidance. There's really no safety in there. It's all detriment. It's all danger. So the way her nervous system was designed, it was always seeking safety in a very dangerous situation. And the real safe situation, every time she would try to get there, her nervous system would scream, danger, 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 get back to drinking, get back to the shitty life you don't enjoy. So lots of times we have to tell our nervous system to stand down and realize how it works and recognize things, and then still work against it. So if you need more stories like that, email me at info@jkristoff.com. This is Jason Kristoff signing off. Thank you for listening.